Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Lex's Budget Bunker Build. So as you can probably tell, I'm down in the bunker shaft right now. So this video, I've not taken a lot of footage because it's really you. I mean, honestly, you could watch it and you'd think you were watching last week's episode. It's all the same sort of procedure, just another level up on the concrete. So, but if you guys want to see all that drudgery, then let me know in the comments. But otherwise, I'll probably sort of just do a quick update each week while I'm doing the same sort of work, and then I'll flesh it out a bit more when I get onto something new, which at the moment, by my calculations, will be about 4 weeks away. So I've got I calculated I've got 5 more sections of concrete to do. Next weekend's the Easter weekend. I've got an extra day, so I'll be hopefully getting 2 sessions in, which means in another 4 weeks I should have the concreting complete, and then I can start getting stuck into building the elevator, which I'm really looking forward to. That's going to be an interesting challenge. I've looked at a few other people that have done similar sort of things. I want to do mine slightly different in how I mount the power source, the battery, and that sort of thing. So most people have a cable that goes up and down with the elevator, but I actually want to try and incorporate a battery into the elevator and then have it set up in a way where when it's parked at the top or the bottom, it's actually on charge. And I think that in some ways that'll give a bit more flexibility, especially when the shaft's starting to get quite deep. I won't need to have a longer and longer cable and be worrying about it getting snagged and causing problems, but we'll see. Might not work out, but it's worth a try. So I'll just give you a quick look at what I've done. So nothing particularly exciting, just a bit more. Oops, still on the tripod here. It's a bit awkward. Just trying to give you a quick look here. So it's just another layer basically. I'll just cut over now to a quick little snippet of video that I did take of another little sort of, I guess, another one of my little life hacks. Yeah, so we'll just flick over to that now. Hello friends, and welcome to a little life hack I've got here. So I've seen people use these vibrating machines to vibrate their cement down and settle it down, and I've been using a stick to ram it down, which is the old school way. But I thought I'd give me orbital sander a go, because that creates a shit ton of vibrations. So let's see how that works. It makes a lot of noise. Oh, goodness me. Let's see how compacted it is. Oh yeah, that's beauty. Actually, you might not be able to see it from that angle, but there's actually liquid concrete coming out the bottom of this form, which tells me that the concrete has settled down right up to this edge. So yeah, I'm calling that a success. Budget concrete vibrator. It's obviously only going to work on when you've got like a flat surface like this to do it on, but I'll take that. Alright, and welcome back. So I hope you like that little life hack. I thought it was quite clever, I suppose. I sound a bit, I think I'm overly clever, but I mean, that's a really old, that orbital sander is really, really old. I mean, that was old when I was a child helping my dad in his workshop, so it's old. And still going strong, but I hardly ever use it. I've got better sanders than that, so that's really more suited for sanding down a car. That's sort of the sort of thing it's designed for, and I don't plan on doing any of that sort of work anytime soon. And so yeah, I guess it's got a new lease of life as a concrete vibrator. So yeah, what's there to say? I guess what I like to do is, with this video is perhaps just, I don't want to start waxing lyrical like some sort of super wise person or anything, but you know, a couple of people have sort of commented. I mean, I'm 60 years old and I'm up to all sorts of mischief. I really am, and you know, sort of people seem surprised by that, but I'm more surprised by people that aren't getting up to mischief. I mean, mischief in the sense of doing all sorts of weird and wacky stuff and trying new things and just getting out there, because hey guys, you know, life, you only get one shot at life, and I don't think once you, I mean, I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but once, certainly on this plane, once you're gone, you're gone. And I think you want to sort of make the most of it, to be honest. And you know, I sort of look at it like a smorgasbord, like life's a big fat smorgasbord. And you can imagine if you're, you know, a couple of people out in the desert, they're stuck out there for a few days, had nothing to eat, and they walked into a big banquet hall. And as they walk through the door, there's a big table, and it's got hundreds of dishes on it of all different sorts of food, just every sort of ethnicity and all sorts of just an amazing array of food. But they're both starving, absolutely starving. So they get to the start of the table, and there's a pot of, say, boiled potatoes, just boiled potatoes. That's it, with a bit of salt and pepper and maybe a bit of butter on there. And because these guys are starving, so they just grab a pot of that and eat it, and it tastes like the best thing they've ever had in their whole life. It's just amazing. And that's all good. And then the next day, that same banquet's there. And the first guy is like, well, I really enjoyed those potatoes. I think I'll have those again. And so he has the potatoes again. The second guy, though, he's like, well, you know, there's hundreds of dishes out here. Let's try another one. So he tries another one, and that's really good. And then the next day, the same thing happens. That first guy walks in the door, heads for the potatoes. It's like it's trusted. He knows he's going to enjoy the potatoes. So he eats the potatoes, and the other guy tries another dish. And this goes on for a few weeks, you know, and the guy that's trying all different dishes, some of them he didn't like. You know, he had a couple of mouthfuls. It's like, yeah, not for me. So he'd grab another dish instead. The first guy, he's still eating the potatoes, mate. He's like, you know, he's almost got into a rut now where he just doesn't want to even think about trying something else, because he knows the potatoes are good. They're not great, but you know, they're good. And so he just keeps eating these same damn potatoes every day. Whereas the other guy's sampling all these hundreds of different dishes. Some of them he's hating, some of them he's, you know, okay, and some of them he's absolutely loving. And I know which guy I want to be. I want to be the one that's sampling all the dishes, you know, and just making the most of it. And I think life's like that, you know. There's so many things you can try, and I've tried dozens of different things. I had loads of different jobs. Some of them I've loved, some of them I've hated, some of them I've been ambivalent about. But you know what? I don't regret any of it. You just got to get out there and try stuff, and it's never too late. It's never too late. A few years back, my knees were pretty shot, and I took up Tai Chi. And because I felt like I was at the end of the road as far as martial arts goes, so I took up this Tai Chi. And I got to say, it helped my knees immensely. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if I hadn't done the Tai Chi. It just made a huge difference. But one of the ladies there, she was 86, right? And so she's doing Tai Chi, and she's determined to get her black sash at Tai Chi. And got chatting to her. Wynn was her name. It was actually Dr. Wynn. And that's it. That's the amazing part. So, age 65, she decided she wanted to be an archaeologist, right? So, she goes to university, doesn't just get a degree in archaeology. She actually does a thesis and get out fly, and actually becomes a doctor. It does a doctorate. I'm not quite sure of the process, but I know it takes several years, and you have to basically, I believe, and you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe to get a doctorate, you have to basically generate new knowledge. So you have to write some sort of paper that has new knowledge or some new ideas. And so, it's no mean feat for anybody to do that. She did that in her late 60s, and she became a doctor of archaeology. And, when I met her at 86, she was still out doing digs. 86. Out there in the field. She didn't do it often, but, she was still going out on digs and still living her best life, just doing new things and just growing as a person and just making the most of it. And, I think back to her, and she's absolute inspiration. And then, by comparison, I blew my disc a few years back, playing silly buggers, doing wrestling. And so I went to physio, and my physiotherapist, he was about 30 years old, this young man, and he was very good physio. And we got chatting, and, he obviously wanted to know how I'd injured myself, and I told him, and it turns out he'd been doing kickboxing. He's a kickboxer, but he'd retired. So he's 30 years old and he's retired, and I sort of understand that. It's a tough sport, right? It's really hard on the body, and I don't think many people do that into old age. So I got chatting to him, and I'm like, so what do you do now? And he says, I do lawn bowls. And I'm like, no disrespect to lawn bowls, but my mother does lawn bowls, and she's in her late 80s. So and I know there's a lot of young people do it now, and it's quite competitive, but it seemed odd, quite a change, right, from doing kickboxing to lawn bowls. And I said to myself, what made you take that up? And he says, well, it's cheap beer at the bowling club. And so this guy's in his 30s. He's now going playing lawn bowls and drinking lots of beer. And I think, well, what's he going to be like when he's 40 if he keeps that up? And then 50. And it's like, seems such a waste. I don't know what you guys think. Everybody's entitled to their own way of living their life. But for my money, you want to get out there and do as much as you can, sample as much as you can, keep active, keep moving. That's key. At 60, I move pretty well. I've got a few injuries, but digging this hole, this is great exercise. So that's my wise words for today, in lieu of watching me just do another layer of concrete. So I hope I haven't sent anybody to sleep. And next week I'll be back in here. I'll get a couple more layers of concrete done. As I say, it's Easter weekend. And thanks for watching, guys. And as always, thanks to my patrons, Demon Zitto and Rumble Rick. Really appreciate the support, and appreciate the support of everybody that's subscribed. Those subscribers are slowly coming up. Watch hours are slowly coming up. So hopefully in a few months, YouTube might be able to give me some money. That would be nice. But it's not why I'm doing it, but it would certainly be a help. And it would speed things along a bit, certainly. I could perhaps buy a few better tools and maybe put a bit more time into it. But until then, thanks again for watching. Really appreciate it. And that's Lex out.